advantage of that.
Timeout called the Pacers.
And the Rockets have lost out on some free agent wars the past few years. They have remained competitive, but you wonder what could have been if they landed or kept some of those big names.
And with the Rockets, it's no secret that they take a very analytical approach to team building. Greg, you and I talked about that. And Clark, you wonder if that hurts them in free agency.
Well, when your front office makes no qualms about viewing players as simply just assets, it can be a hard sell to a free agent.
Timeout called the Pacers.
And now, let's hear it for your...
Well, the Pacers, despite all their injuries from last season, were right in the playoff hunt until the very end. Had a chance, in fact, GA, on the last day to sneak in, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, they needed a Brooklyn loss to go along with them winning that last game. Ultimately, though, it wasn't in the cards for them, and they ended a game out of the postseason.
And, the Pacers had made the playoffs in each of the last 4 seasons prior to last year's miss. Hard for a team that was coming off back-to-back conference finals appearances to stomach that. But with the injuries, they'll be better and back in the playoffs next year, I'm sure.
Hill kicks to Allen, and Harden comes to help. And Lawson with the block. Ariza outside. Pass to Harden. And it's sent back by Hill. Pass to George. On the left block. Comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Howard kicks to Harden. On the wing, Harden. Lawson outside. Back to Harden. Second chance shot. It's rebounded by Indiana.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Got a hand on it. It's stolen by Allen. Ball going up court. And it's slammed in by Turner.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick 2 at the other end. That's losing basketball.
Especially when you can't afford to give up.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Pacers out in front. They're up by 6. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Indiana.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get... out on the break so far.
And also, they're jumping on a lot of turnovers, making sure they turn them into points at the other end.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for Indiana, Hill and Stuckey are the guard set. Hill is out there with Mahinmi, and it's Miles in the small forward.
You know what? A low percentage pass on that one, but sometimes it's worth the risk.
Well, that time the risk did not pay off because it was well defended.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Turner's checked in for Mahinmi. Allen comes in for Hill. Paul George is checked in for C.J. Miles. And it's Ellison for Rodney Stuckey. On defense, Houston, they trail by 6. Ariza against George. Outside Turner. Clock at 6. Fires the 3. The Rockets pull it in. 1:12 left here in the second.
You know, if you're looking to build a small forward and there wasn't a LeBron James template, you might go with PG, Paul George. Height, length, athleticism, that combination off the charts with him. And he's got a nice unflappable demeanor, too.
Good. The assist goes to Hill. Rockets trail by 6. Kicks it to Brewer. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Lavoy Allen. That's foul number 2 for him.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Greg, those are always tough to judge, but I think the official got that one right.
Harden outside. 6 to shoot. Houston needs to get a shot. Here's Moniunas. And Houston again with the bucket. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the first half. Hill kicks to Allen. Got a piece of it.
No need to rush here. They can play for one shot.
Yeah, and I think the way you do it, you're patient as you indicated, and wait until about the 5-second mark before you get into your play.
The pass to Ariza. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Pacers lead by 4. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
Here we go, Pacers fans.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out away here in the third. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. The Rockets were terrific on the road last season, Clark. Tied for second with the Clippers for the most road wins in the league.
26-15, although if you want to get picky about it, they had one of those wins in Mexico City, so maybe 25.5 road wins for them.
Paul George.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Kevin McHale. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Moniunas and Howard the post pair. And it's Lawson in at the 1 spot. The feed now to Howard. Moniunas passes to Ariza. Puts up the baby hook. Count them 1. The Indiana lead has been cut down to 4 on the bucket from Harden.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score. And I do remember that Mexico City game last year for the Rockets. A huge turnout for them. It felt like they were the crowd favorites. Still, you can't take anything away from their road performances last season.
And, you know, you think about the Rockets, as you mentioned. I mean, one reason they were so good on the road is their offense didn't miss a beat when they left Houston. When you can get to the line as much as they did, you remain consistent on the road.
And for Trevor Ariza, almost exclusively a perimeter player on the offense last year. New scheme, Greg, new teammates, big adjustment.
Yeah, the Rockets having Dwight Howard camping out in the lane and James Harden needing space for dribble drives. Not much room to operate inside for Ariza.
But they do like his defense, and we know he can hit the three. It's a pretty valuable commodity for him.
Unbelievable basket. I mean, giving up a lot of height there, but he was not to be denied.
Not when the game's hanging in the balance. That makes it a little different. He was going to get to the rim no matter who was standing in the way on that one.
And then Jones with the jam.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
And a fast break now for the Pacers. Allen leading the charge. The offensive rebound. George, no good.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Here's Harden. And no good trying to get that one. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of three. It's the Pacers. They lead by a bucket. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Ellis is out there with Hill. Then it's Turner. Then it's Paul George. And it's Allen in at the 4 spot. That's the Pacers 5. Lawson drives in. Down low. Harden against George. Looking to get it going. And Harden with the stuff.
Boy, he is such a ridiculous dunker.
High riser, no doubt about it.
Goodness, I mean, you've come to expect plays like that from him, and folks, that never gets old.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he fixed the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Dishes to Brewer. Harden kicks to Howard. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Here we go, Pacers fans. Now,
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Frank Vogel gave to his team during that last break. He tried to really fire them up to bring it home, saying, all night, you have all night to rest after the final buzzer. For now, you have to lay it on the line and try to bring it home. Guys, back to you.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Here's Howard. Money! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
There's not a lot you can do when Howard is on like he is now.
Hill dishes to Turner. Here's Allen. Money!
That was massive.
You know it. He's stepping right into the spotlight there. My goodness, Ty Lawson has been scintillating.
What a big possession right here.
No doubt about it, guys. The tension is palpable.
On the wing, Hill. Good!
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
And it's still within reach.
But they have to be really close to perfect from here on out. I mean, they have to get their offense right on target, right on point immediately.
Harden against Ellis. Harden gets to Montejunas. Back to Harden. Off target from downtown. And so they choose to intentionally foul. So a close game sees Indiana take this one. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as Clark, they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
Yep, and it might not be the way a coach would have drawn it up or wanted it to end, but these fans loved it.
And